The condolences continue for Carl Levin. Michigan's longest-serving U.S. Senator died last night at the age of 87. Tonight, News 8's Joe Lafergie looks back on Levin's legacy through the eyes of a longtime staffer.
Well, despite what you might have thought of Carl Levin's politics, few would question his honesty and integrity.
Who did? Your people, internally.
Whether he was grilling financial industry leaders on deals made leading up to the Great Recession.
How about the fact that you sold hundreds of millions of that deal after your people knew it was a deal? Does that bother you at all?
Or questioning military leaders as the ranking member of the Armed Services Committee.
Could you give us some ideas to the magnitude of the Army's force requirement for an occupation of Iraq?
Carl Levin's tenacity, honesty, and work ethic inspired many along the way, including Granville's Paul Troost, who worked for the senator for 27 years as his regional representative based in Grand Rapids.
He just really cared about people. He cared about all people. He taught me so many things, so many things about integrity.
Troost began as an intern for Levin right out of college, eventually joining his staff. Today, he recalled the lessons learned from his former boss.
He just taught me so much, about work ethic, about what it means to, to really put people's interests ahead of your own. Try to keep up with this guy. I was exhausted after a couple days on the road with him, and he would just keep going and going.
There were also a few life hack lessons along the way.
Like how to preserve a sandwich in your suit pocket with a fresh newspaper.
Levin retired from the U.S. Senate in 2014 in a very different Washington. His liberal credentials were never in question. A longtime Senate colleague and friend, John McCain, praised the senator for his bipartisanship from across the aisle.
He had a lot of friends across the aisle. McCain was certainly one of them. Alan Simpson, was one of his closest friends. Boy, those guys are very far apart, on the ideological spectrum, but Carl just loved his sense of humor.
And he loved his service to the country, something reflected in Levin's final address to the body he served in for 36 years.
And that I will love my work until my last day here, and that I will leave here with unabashed confidence in the Senate's ability to weather storms and to meet the nation's needs.
It was an honor to work for Senator Levin for so long, and I certainly felt that way every day, and an honor to serve the people of West Michigan and work for them through him. There are very few people actually probably in elected office I could say that same thing about, and that I probably could have worked for personally.
Today, President Biden, who served alongside Levin in the Senate, called his former colleague brilliant, humbled, and principled. At the live desk, Joe Lafergie, News 8.